Hey y'all, welcome and thank you for your Begins with your girl Sam I am. Happy New Year! Oh, I'm so excited to see you guys because, as always, it has been a time. Okay, but just know, God, and I hate this little saying, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. God is doing His big one, y'all, because the blessings and the miracles and the testimonies and the wonders of God have been outrageous. Okay? This is going to be a great episode because not only is it the first episode of 2024, but we got a whole vibe. Okay? We're giving aesthetics around here, so we just had to make sure the vibe is right because I was recently called a vibe. So, period. Not even a vibe. I was called the vibe. Okay, so this is what we're giving. We're giving vibes. For my day one walkers, hey y'all, I miss y'all. It's great to see y'all. Welcome back to the chat, honey. Okay, this is the group chat you want to be in. Okay, and for those who are new here, hi. My name is Sam. I'm your leader. And when I say am I your leader, we are walkers here. So we are walking with the Lord. So the Lord is our shepherd. And we just walking, y'all. And so, if you feel like you're a little astray, if you feel like, you got lost and, you came across here, just know you're on the right track. Okay? That's for people who love the Lord, don't love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You love me, so you love the Lord, you just don't know it. Okay? So, we got that out of the way. This episode is gonna be wonderful. Um, it's gonna be all thrown together as usual because I ain't been here in a while. As always, something be going on. God be really God, and so I be really having to process things because I'm trying to make sure I'm not coming here just to pop off. You know what I'm saying? I be really having to make sure was that a God thing or is that a me thing? But at this point in my life, me things are God things. So it's been real divine and in line over here. Okay. Where should I start? It was a wonderful holiday season. I hope y'all had the same. Y'all, it was the most wonderful, abundant, warm holiday. Um, as y'all know, over the last 3 years, I've been really making it a point in trying to establish holiday wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? My mom was very big. Her one traditional thing, she don't kind of want much from us, but her tradition is that we open gifts on Christmas Eve, at 12:01 Christmas Day. So I even though we hadn't been able to do it as a big family, I always tried to make sure that it was still prevalent in her family, in her little family that she you know built. And I thought that was just gonna be holiday season, you know what I'm saying, just do our little thing and then just move along. Y'all, God says stop limiting me because you finna have a great time, you finna be outside and in the most impactful ways. And y'all, work has been so blissfully rewarding. That's a good word. Rewarding. Work has been so rewarding to the fact that we had so many festive occasions throughout the month of December. I really didn't have time to catch my breath between work parties and then my normal friend parties. My girl Lindsay have a Christmas Eve party every year. And my girl Morik from Acadiana Fashion Week, she threw a friendsmas party. So I was jumping state lines and all the things, just having a good time, just trying to, as much as life was really happening, and I was last time y'all saw me, I was crying. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out here crying, but it's full of joy. Um, God was like, um, weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. And it was just like after that weep, it was so much joy after I couldn't even be like I couldn't feel away. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what was the whole point between like church karaoke's and kid parties and adult parties and just all the things. Like it was a lot. Like I got to see like some great friends. I didn't get to see some friends, which is unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But I had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time, and even in that wonderful time, God was still, revealing and healing. He was revealing to me like what my life could potentially look like in like this space. Once I elevate, like y'all, um, at my job's corporate party, y'all know me. I like to be deep in the cut. Like, don't like to be like in the mix. I like to be over here. And even in that, all the big wigs ended up sitting at my table. Like it was crazy. Like it was my table. There was no like identified tables. It was like get it when you fit in. And I positioned myself at this particular table. It wasn't in the center. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't out front. Like it was just kind of ducked out to the side. And I I sat there because I had a makeshift photo booth set up with my little ring light and my digital camera, and we had it set up by the tree. So at first I was gonna put it on just like automatic, so where you just hit the button and it take the picture. But people don't really, as good as they are with technology, they not really good with technology, and they really don't want to do stuff, especially when they like not at work. So I made it a point just make sure my chair was set right by like the area where I had it set up. And y'all, my regular boss, the admin I serve, the faculty I serve, big doctor, and then the chief of our whole division is just sitting at my table. And mind you, me and actually my boss, we was trying to be like, okay, we're not gonna sit at nobody's table and hope nobody sit at our table. Not because we want to sit with nobody, we're very awkward. It's the truth. And so for all of them to like sit at our table, I was like, yo, like, how this even happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to like almost be at the center of attention because these people that are at my table are like everybody's bosses, everybody, like, who everybody is like moving and shaking for in this, industry. So I was like, okay, guy, like, okay, keep showing me myself. That's cool. That's cool. That was that. That was on a rainy day. That's when it had a random hailstorm in Houston. Like, it was just, God was all up and through there, okay? All up and through there. I had a little, without saying too much, because there's not really a lot to say, I just don't want to go that way. Um, I got reconciliation from the last episode. So go watch the last episode. You can figure out what that reconciliation was. But yeah, that's where I learned that I looked like freedom, y'all. Like freedom looks good on me. That was what was was spoken into my life. Spoken into my life. Freedom looks good on you, right? God is smiling on you. Y'all, that if the first one wasn't a compliment, that second one, listen. And it's all the truth. It is all the truth. And it's not anything like I'm perpetrating, like it's not anything like I am like intentionally giving up. I am just being me, like unapologetically, freely, and the elevated version of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I work on me every day, and I'm a work on me until I die. Because if there's nothing left to do, then God can come home. If ain't nothing left to do, God can come home. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, go watch the last episode. Y'all want to know because that ain't nothing to give. No tea to give. And then I took my mom and my sister with me to come hang out with some of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Got them outside just to like really spend the holiday because it had really been we had a tough season. You know what I'm saying? Like the bottom half of the year was like crazy, was really crazy. But it definitely turned around, and it turned around at the right time. One thing y'all probably I think I talked about was like the relationship with my dad. Like me and my dad hadn't really been speaking since Father's Day. Like we really hadn't spoken, and God turned that thing around. God turned that thing around at the end of the year, and we ended 2023 on the right foot, and we started 2024 on the right foot. You know what I'm saying? Like God has been just so good to me, y'all. Like, and that's really what I'm here for. This is really just like a praise report. This is a praise report, and we just out here being very intentional with our year and making it be known like this year, like we living in abundance, y'all. We living in abundance. We living in overflow. And it doesn't mean it's going to be hard, and it doesn't mean that we don't have everything we need, but I mean we it doesn't mean we don't have everything we need, but like we have everything we need because we got God. You know what I'm saying? If you really have God at the core, you can always like pull and tug on that because y'all, I've had so much like new stuff. I had so much new like this year long, like me, my family, we had so much new. I got a new job, I got a new car, I moved in a new place. um I am really like in the lead when it comes to like helping heal a generation. Like that's crazy. Like for me to kind of like, it's one thing to like know it, it's one thing to like believe it, but it's another thing like when that really comes to fruition. Like I healed the line with my mom. Like I'm healing the line with my sister, my mom. I helped heal the line with my mom and her mom. You know what I'm saying? I always say to my mom like that curse stops here. Like whatever that curse was in the family and the family line, and trust me, there's many more curses that we gotta break, but like there are certain ones that you see very prevalent and that you can be able to like, you don't even know like you actively like cutting it off, but you are. And I've helped like heal a generation. That's crazy, y'all. Like that's really crazy. Um, and I believe it. And I'm gonna keep doing it because like I told my mom before, I me and her good. You know what I'm saying? But whatever is behind me, moving forward, you know, is good on here. But whatever was behind, like that I have no control over, like y'all gotta handle that. And so like it has been working to an effect. Now if it stops somewhere, that's on wherever it stops. But like here in this family, like, and then if you are around me at this point, like you have to grow. It's like either the light and like the anointing and like the blessing that's truly on my life will probably do one or two things to you. Like it will ignite your fire. You know what I'm saying? One of three things. One of three things. If you're in my presence, and I really like really believe that. You're gonna have to ignite around me, you know? Like literally take the blessing and the anointing that I poured into you and really do something with it in front. It's gonna like really motivate you and just fuel whatever is already in you. We can come together and make a bigger fire. You know what I'm saying? And literally shining together as a unit. Or you can get burnt up and expose the quality of yourself, you know, because we get burnt in the fire, you know what I'm saying, to purify us. And those who still stand, like, it's because the small sediments are falling, but at the same time we still hold firm. If you've been fake and you ain't made of the right stuff, you gonna burn up around me, right? And I've seen it. Like I've seen it, and that's why I learned like people didn't want to be around me. But it's cool. It's cool. So much new. Established, like reestablished a relationship with my father at the end of the year. Like was very important to me because of my little brother. And my dad is not a man of words, really, but he was grateful for me to be there, with him and my little brother, and my little brother was very grateful. Like, you really think these kids don't pay attention, or they're not aware enough of people's presence, but they are. I hadn't seen my brother in 6 months, 7, 8 months. Whew. It was a time. I hadn't seen him after, me and my dad's like little falling out or whatever. And he was so excited to see me, y'all. Like, that's why I say I don't really care what people think about me. I care about what the kids think about me because they're very pure. You know what I'm saying? They're not swayed either way just yet. You can definitely instill it in them, but at a certain age, it's like them kids, they're real pure. And so my brother's 3. Let me put that out there. He's 3, but he's very clear. And that is a testament to my father. I get love from my mom and I get wisdom from my father. Not to say my mother is not wise, but that wisdom on a whole nother level came from that Johnson bloodline with my father. And my little brother was just walking around telling his mom, like, Mantha's coming. Mantha's coming. Like, hey, Mantha's coming. Like, my dad would say, like, they would rehearse, like, who is this? Because he has 4 other brothers. I'm his only sister. And so they'll go through all the brothers. And then for me, he'll be like, and Mantha's my sister. He didn't forget about me in that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may or may not have known what transpired and like why I had been gone so long, but I think he did have a little bit of the awareness, know that it was his behavior on that day that kind of ignited something that had me gone for 8 months, like for real, for real. And so, like, he was so nice to me. Mind y'all, last time he was throwing trucks at me, okay, just because he was a brat. Um, he was so kind to me. He would just hold my hand. He would just give me little kisses all on my face and tell me like how much he loved me, how much he missed me. He would just sit by me and just gaze in my eyes and be like, "You're my best friend." Y'all know how like much that makes your heart smile to hear that from a 3-year-old who is genuine, non-prompted. We just sitting watching random movies and he just looks over at you and say, "You're my best friend." Like, that's just, it's a real sweet spot to be in. And I could have been the person that had animosity and beef and all this type of things, but it's just like, for what? Time did enough. You know what I'm saying? And when people really let time heal and time do what it's supposed to do, when you walk back into situations, it becomes, it's very easy. And you can see if the person or persons really learn from your time away. And it also shows you the value of your presence. And from a 3-year-old boy to old men, like, um to people that don't believe that what I believe, for them to really value my presence, like, it has been um a very worthy gift to carry, right? Um, so that was like December, y'all. Like, we ain't even got into the new year. We gonna map this. We are 10 days in, and the Lord is cutting up, y'all. Not only are we 10 days in, we're 10 days in and fasting. And we back at it, eating like a rabbit, as some people say. We are Daniel fasting. So there's no meat, no cheese, no dairy, no sugar, no white rice, no bread, no a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We just out here. And so with that, like, so much has like transpired and shifted in that time. It is not as overwhelming as it used to be, right? before it came in like it came back to back, and it was a lot to like process. And this time, because this is for me, the second, the not the second go, because we've been at this for some time, but the second time around, like in full like speed and understanding, I'm able to conceptualize things way quicker, um, than I used to. And I'm also able to gather myself way quicker than I used to. From the, let me tell y'all, I had got my little Canva Pro. I'm doing my content for this, doing my content for church. Like, got my little Canva Pro. My Canva got cut off. Not got cut off. It was just like I had fraud. Like, my car got compromised. And so with that, I had to get a new car. With a new car, you got to switch everything up. So my Canva was on that, and I didn't switch it over yet. Y'all, right when I'm about to like get the funds to like switch it over, switch the right cards, I get blessed with Canva Pro from my church. They was like, Happy New Year. And I'm like, you know how on time that is? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how on time that is? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That happened. Oh gosh, what else has happened? One thing I would say is that last year I understood how gifted I was. I understood I had a gift, right? This year I have to really own the gift and not just tiptoe in it, but full blown stride, walk in it, and be okay to walk in it, right? Because I'm an empath and I can hear and like feel like people's energies and things like that. Like, it'd be a lot of them attacks be really heavy, y'all. Like, people are unaware of how they are attacking you, but you will really get attacked when somebody is really jealous of you, and there's nothing you can do about it but confront it. But just know God is before you. Um, but at the same time, I don't be wanting to be in them situations all the time. You know what I'm saying? Excuse the disrespectful car that's passing by. Um, but now it's just like, stretch back, chin up, and show up. Because as long as I continue to be authentically me, God is going to continue to show me to the world. This is just the beginning. Like, we just getting started. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere, no place I can go, no place I can hide. That God ain't finna have me pop out. We can go here. Church has been incredible. We go straight there. Church has been incredible. We just had our first Sunday, and there was literally a whole move of God in the room. We literally saw God like really bless and honor one of my leaders, and it was so impactful and so necessary. Um, and I think, like, y'all, literally that next day, I was gifted with a massage, a free massage. Um, that same day, I was also gifted um, to volunteer at the Texans game, and it's our like playoff game that we haven't been to in a very long time. So that's huge. I got that blessing. Um, the next day, was it the next day? Yeah, it was the next day, because today that I'm recording is Wednesday. Um, the next day, I literally, oh, we can go here. We can go here. The next day, I realized really how my presence is a gift, and Sam, can I talk to you? Is really a respectful term of endearment to me, even though it's a request. The fact that people ask and want to hear what I have to say, or just want me to listen to what they got to say, it's really a blessing in itself. And in this case, was an Indian lady, I always have people stop by me because I'm right at the front. I always have people stop by me and just want to talk and just say hey and just we haven't seen you and all the things. And so this is one of the ladies that really don't talk to people at all, don't talk much at all, and just made it a point to stop and just really want to talk to me. And it ended up being a praise report. And she was just talking about how she was praying and praying about something. This is the Indian lady, so more than likely she's Hindu. You know, we don't worship the same, but she was just like, I just kept praying to God, I kept praying to God, you know, and something came out of her and she just, and it wasn't like even drastic. It just talked about how she was able to be more still, be more calm, you know, in a situation instead of like pop off, and how like surprised she was at her stillness and her calmness. And it was just like crazy. Um, Whew, that this is where you get heavy. Right after that, or right before, no, right before that, I was given a box lunch, and oh my god, it was probably one of the most delicious roast beef sandwiches. It had one of those like mozzarella, like whole mozzarella little cold pastas. It came with fruit. It came with a cookie. I couldn't eat none of that but the cookie. I mean, I couldn't eat none of that but the fruit. Couldn't eat none of it. I couldn't eat none of it. I couldn't eat none of it. So at first I was like, let me bring it home to the fam. But I'm like, they don't got taste buds like my taste buds, so I'm not gonna waste this. And so I was just like, I'm just piggyback on what I've been doing. I'm like, let me go bless a homeless person. It was cold, like it was freezing. And the route I normally take home wasn't the area that I know has homeless people, because there's an area I know, like 2 blocks, 2 streets up, that I know has homeless people. But when it's time to get home from work, like it's already an hour to get home, so to be trying to deviate, be like, nah. And so I just said, Lord, bless me with a homeless man. Not even homeless man. Bless me with a homeless person on the way home, right? And sure enough, I'm driving and I'm looking, like really looking, and I seen a guy. But what the thing about me is, you gotta have real discernment, because you don't know who homeless or who just looking rough. You know what I'm saying? Just check for certain things to know like the person's really homeless. So I saw the person, made a whole U-turn, had to go down and around just to get back to this person. And also the beautiful part about this was there were witnesses, right? I didn't take my phone. I didn't do none of that. It wasn't a moment to record. You know what I'm saying? It was a moment to be present in. I'm in a dress. I'm in a dress. It's cold. I got on slides, and I just got this box full of food. Got a Coke and everything. Box full of food. And I'm walking. You see a dude walking on the side of me, like, and I'm like, hi, just walking. And we're going the same way, and we both pass the same. We're both walking towards the homeless man. And the one thing I was nervous about was if the person spoke English or not. So at first, while the man is walking kind of with me, I'm like, hi. And you see the man, like, the man that's walking with, like, walking the same way with me, like, what you doing? Um, and he didn't say nothing, so I just stopped, and to the homeless man, um, was faced towards me. And when I felt like he could hear me, so once he came towards me, I was looking because he was laying down. I was like, hi, how are you? And he looked and was like, oh, hello. You know what I'm saying? He was a Spanish man. And I was like, how are you? And he just said, well, I was okay, but saying I'm great. And I was like, that's good. And I was just like, I have something for you. And I gave him a box of food, and he was just so appreciative, so apologetic. Thank you, like you just saw it. And I was like, how are you doing? I just kept asking him what he was doing. I don't know why, like, but I was just like, you all right? And he was like, yeah, yeah. And then he just kind of like starts going in Spanish. Not really looking at me, just looking down, just trying to, gather his thoughts. And he was ultimately telling me, it was literally like The lady gave me a praise report, and he was ultimately telling me about his life, but letting me know that this moment was, he was very grateful for this moment. And so he just kept speaking in Spanish, and I probably didn't understand a word he said, honestly. But I just let him talk. I just let him talk for a little while until he like took a breath and there was a pause. And I was like, okay, this is for me to get in. And, I just said, I'm glad you're okay. You're still here, so you're still in it. Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And God bless you. And I just walked away. Y'all, I wanted to do this episode yesterday, but I couldn't because I was too toe up. When I say I cried so hard, I cried so hard when I got to that car, because we really take for granted like shelter and food and, you know, community. Like, we really take that for granted. And just for somebody to just sit and listen to us and just for us to be heard, like, we really take it for granted. And I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless for a year, and that could have been me. It wasn't by the grace of God I was covered, but that could have been me. And I just cried so hard, and I just thanked God, not only for what I have, now, but to just thank God that He gave me this heart to be able to sit there and think about, like, instead of throwing this good meal in the trash, instead of giving it away to somebody who has a job, that I work with, it's like, let's give it to somebody that has ultimately nothing. Like, if they don't have God, they ultimately are walking around here with nothing. So they need those encounters from us. And whew, it was so overwhelming that week I had, that I slept down. Like, I had no energy, and I wasn't even trying to like sleep the way I did. I was just like super, super drained because I gave him as much as I had to give. Um, because I know the source. So I know I can be replenished. So I gave him everything, and I was so drained. But I was so, like I said, just grateful that God really blessed me to be the me that I am. Yeah. So that happened. Like I said, I wouldn't have been able to get this out yesterday without crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a mess because of how blessed, um, I truly am, and those of us are watching, like, truly are. Um, and then today was a great day, but it was also a day that tested my peace and tested the knowledge and the grace that I do operate in, and that I'm trying to teach others, um, because people really just want to be mad. And part of my language, people really are full of shit. Like, for real, for real. People just want people to hear that way, for it to be that way. People just want so much control that they don't even know that they are out of control. Like, they are literally out of control. And so this is a lady I'm referring to right now that's literally full of shit. And I say that because she wants so much control. And in the same regard, she's literally full of shit because she drinks coffee all day. She drinks coffee all day, and then she literally told me, I don't like to go to the bathroom at work. So I'm like, you're literally like backed up. So maybe that's why you're so angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all better learn to release and be free, um, and let go and give it to God, of like all the things like you are really like holding back until you get into like a space that you deem clean, or a space that you deem worthy. Like, if y'all don't just be present in a moment and just do what God say and be a light in every room that you can be in, and just learn how to take a deep breath, clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and literally speak from a place of wisdom, a place of thought instead of just shooting the shit. Literally shooting the shit, y'all. I went left, but that was how today ended. Like, it just really showed me like how clear I've been, and how clear I'm able to read the atmosphere and hear God. And my clarity has, sparked interest in my home, right? Because there's some big things that's been happening in my home. Like, my sister is finding her faith on her own. Nobody's prompting it, but she is finding her faith on her own, but she's also watching me and how I operate, and trying to figure out, like, why is she like this? And the only thing that you can really resonate in is how I worship my faith, where I'm rooted, and even my mom, y'all, my mom just got rebaptized this weekend, and it was a surprise. Everybody else knew. I didn't know. I knew the day before. And the only reason I knew is that she couldn't sign on to the class she had to take. Um, but otherwise, I wouldn't have known. I would have just shown up and been like, "Oh, okay." But to God be the glory, because I've been in this house about 2 months and have already like shifted perspective here, um, and that is a blessing. That is a whole blessing within itself, and I'm grateful for that. Um, so I just know, like, 2024, I'm going to see so much more in this life. And of course, as always, this was not supposed to go like it's going right now. Um, but I showed up. I showed up in obedience, and I'm gonna do my best to always show up in obedience and in authenticity, um, and being led by God. Right? Like, I'm just not out here just to talk on a camera. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm literally out here because God told me to, and I said yes to the request and the assignment. But even if I didn't say yes, He's gonna keep bringing it up until I say yes. Right? Um. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Y'all come to church. We got 2 services a month now. So hopefully we see y'all there. The next service is January 21st. Come see us. We Church, Worship Encounter Church. I'll put the little graphic up here. Put the link, put the address down there and stuff. In the bio, so y'all can come pull up on us. Come worship with us. Come see, what I've been vibing to, what the Lord has really been doing to me, and to see where I got it from in the group of people, because it's all love. You know what I'm saying? And I really got another testimony for y'all. But I said I'm gonna hold it until I'm able to hold it, right? And then when I tell y'all gonna be like, God is really moving in your life, because He is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, like, He's equipping me, but also in this season right now where I am, He's making sure I have enough to be like good, but also not enough to be great, because He wants everybody else to help assist in my greatness, right? And that don't mean everyday things, but He wants people to really sow into me, and He wants people to nurture me, and He wants people to really help develop me, because where I'm going, y'all, it's up. It's up, and it may not even be here on the screen. I might just be coming here to tell y'all how up it is, but it has nowhere to go but up, because I stay down. I stay down. I stay at His feet, and because I stay at God's feet, He keeps telling me, "Get up here. Thank you, but come on." So I'm coming on with the come on. Okay, we're gonna probably have more episodes. We're gonna have more guests, because they ready, y'all. They love y'all. You know what I'm saying? They say, I want to be a walker too. I want to meet the walkers too. So um, we're gonna have more guests. We're gonna have more praise reports. We're gonna have more tears. We're gonna have more laughter. We're gonna have more. That's it. 2024. 2024 is for more. So get ready. And I hope this blessed you. I hope this let the people who do be looking for me and checking for me, let y'all know I'm good. Like, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have moments. I'm a human. That's what a lot of people don't realize. I am human. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just, no, I'm human and a unicorn at the same time. We always talk about this. I am very magical, you know, but I'm still human, you know. That's how God built it. So, yeah. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Until next time.